Okay, it looks like we are now at the top of the hour, so let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to today's webinar. Today we're going to be discussing social media, and specifically we're going to be discussing strategy that is most helpful for solos and small law firms when it comes to social media. So just a few housekeeping matters before we get started. This webinar is being recorded and will be sent to you via email shortly after the presentation, so there's no need to take notes unless you'd like to do so. And in the event that you're having any issues with the audio or visual components of this webinar, please use the raised hand feature in the GoToWebinar control panel, or you can type us a message and we'll try to get that resolved for you as quickly as possible. So my name is Drew Mancini, and I am the Digital Marketing Manager here at Lawlytics. I have a background as a marketing consultant for solos and small law firms in digital marketing practices, as well as branding. And now I continue to enjoy helping to make marketing more accessible and enjoyable for attorneys by creating those resources that work to ultimately demystify successful marketing practices. So in recent years, social media has become pretty much a prerequisite for businesses who strive to stay ahead of their competition and effectively drive business online. And while solos and small law firms are no exception to this, it can be a struggle for some attorneys to both develop and sustain a successful social media presence. One of the main obstacles to social media that we often hear from attorneys is the uncertainty around what they need to post in order to grow client connections and drive business. However, there are also a few key practices that can help you achieve a diverse, sustainable, and effective social media presence for your practice. So in this webinar, we will be covering the best social media channels for attorneys. We're going to be talking about 6 types of posts that work to drive traffic to your firm's website, how to do more with your social media beyond just posting. And then we're also going to talk about how you can start using ChatGPT for social media posting. And then at the end of our presentation, I'll be sharing the link to download our 4-week content calendar here in the chat, so be sure to stick around for that as well. Okay, I want to start us off with a little background on why you even need to concern yourself with social media as an attorney and how this is actually going to contribute to driving traffic to your website and bettering the overall visibility of your law firm online. So getting into the social media mindset. And I want to start with the most obvious ways in which social media can be an asset to your marketing, and that's going to be for your firm's brand consistency. Having a clear and consistent brand through your marketing can be an extremely valuable asset to your practice because it's helping people make that connection between who you are and what you do both easier and faster. And the reason why that's helpful is because, one, you want your potential clients who have found you organically online to be able to immediately understand who you are and who you serve. And number two, it can be very handy for growing your referral network, which is proven to be a great source of business for attorneys. So I like to start with the example, if we were together at a networking event, maybe it's an attorney happy hour, and I'm a PI attorney and you're a family law attorney. We exchange business cards, and then I follow you on social media. Say several months down the road, you're a very active social media person. I see you all the time. You're helping clients. You're out in the community doing good work. You're at court, things like that. When I have a divorce client several months down the road, I'm much more less likely to think about that business card that's collecting dust in my dresser, or not my dresser, my desk drawer, rather than I'm much more likely to think about all those instances that I've liked your posts on social media, and I'm able to make that connection a lot quicker and then be able to refer you to that client. And that's just kind of the magic of social media in this age and for building your referral network in today's age as an attorney, because while business cards definitely worked very effectively in the past, we're not really looking at those anymore. We might not even collect them. We might just toss them right in the trash, but we will follow our network on social media, and we are more likely to be on social media on a day-to-day basis. So if you're someone who is really adamant about growing your referral network and you want to pursue that as a way to consistently get business without having to spend more money on marketing or even rely on client word of mouth, that is a great way to stay connected with your referral network is through social media. And the next way in which social media can be a helpful marketing tool is for increasing your overall visibility online and through search engines. And that's because social media platforms such as LinkedIn already have an extremely strong search engine optimization. It's why, and you've probably already noticed this, when you Google a colleague's name and maybe their area or their business name, their LinkedIn profile is typically showing up first, if not super high up on the list of search results. So for that purpose alone, social media is giving you a great opportunity to mooch off of LinkedIn's already strong SEO that they're paying for and that they already established in order to make it easier for people to find you and your website online. So there's those little things like that. You can just already take advantage of what is already established. And the last and most important thing I want to cover about social media is that it should be viewed as a supplemental element of your firm's digital marketing. And what I mean by that is that you shouldn't be putting all of your eggs into your social media basket, so to say, and you shouldn't find yourself dedicating a disproportionate amount of time or money into social media. And all of this being said, even though the social media calendar, the 4-week content calendar that I'm going to be giving you all towards the end of today's presentation does provide a full 4 weeks of daily social media posts, I want you to make sure that you're comfortable with fitting one piece or all of these pieces into your current digital marketing strategy. Because at the end of the day, if bothering with social media is going to be taking all of your time and your focus away from your practice, then you're going to abandon it anyways. So instead, I want you to focus on figuring out what is going to work best for you when it comes to creating your ideal social media or a social media presence that's going to help you drive traffic to your website down the road. So while it's very tempting to go all in and really dedicate yourself to this, you're going to see much more sustainable results and you're going to feel much less overwhelmed if you just kind of take a piece from it and see what can fit into what you're doing every day anyways. So next, let's review our social media zones, which is something that we have touched on a bit in the past if you've been to one of our previous webinars. The reason being that, again, you want to be as efficient with your time and resources as possible. So you don't want to be barking up the wrong tree, so to say, and ultimately wasting your efforts on an audience that isn't going to convert to paying clients. So in our green zone, which is the safe zone for attorneys, we have Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter, which is now known as X. And the green zone of social media platforms are the most likely places that you will be able to find and connect with potential clients, as well as your colleagues and referral sources. And it's of course ideal if you can manage all 3 of these in the green zone and you have that bandwidth. But if you do not have that bandwidth or that capability, I would say that you need to at least be present on LinkedIn, kind of just for that reason that we were talking about before, showing up really high up on Google just when you search your name. But it's also just a really, really good resource for keeping up with your colleagues and referral sources. And then if you don't have a firm page on Facebook, I would highly recommend that as well, just because that's easier for potential clients to connect with you online. And then Twitter is just kind of one of those nice bonuses if you can fit it in. And then in our gray zone is the social media platforms that aren't necessarily pointing you in the wrong direction, but they're also not a requirement in order to reach your desired audience online. So Instagram and Threads in particular could be effective for your digital marketing if you were someone who was pretty savvy with social media in the first place. And then that also applies to TikTok. But I would say that TikTok requires an even larger added layer of savviness in order for you to see any sort of desired result. And then I also had an attorney recently ask about where YouTube can fit within our 3 social media zones, which is a great question. And I would say that this is also a gray zone social media channel. And that's because while YouTube can be used to effectively get in front of your ideal potential client, it definitely has that potential. It's not the most historically reliable channel for engaging with potential clients and referral sources. And again, getting into social media is all about how you're going to fit it into your everyday marketing, especially as a solo or small law firm. And then in our red zone, we have the social media channels that are not proven to drive traffic for attorneys, and those are going to be Pinterest and Snapchat. It's just a pretty low likelihood that you're going to be able to connect with your potential clients through these channels. So if you've already totally stretched your bandwidth, just go ahead and skip those altogether. And then now let's talk about the 6 types of posts that are going to be most effective in driving that traffic back to your website. And the first type of post that is going to help you start driving that traffic from social media to your website is your story. So this is a type of post that covers who you are and how you help your clients as both an attorney and just a human. So these posts can be about your personal beliefs, experiences, and values. It might look something like your journey to becoming a lawyer. Maybe you want to include some sort of client story that resonates with you or deals with your origin story. Any sort of quotes or anecdotes from inspiring people. And then also those family photos or lessons from family life. And these are all just a way for you to humanize yourself on social media. And in doing so, you create and foster that quicker connection with a potential client. They're going to feel more comfortable reaching out to you if they kind of have an idea of who you are. For most people, it's not everyone, but for a lot of people, that could be that extra push. And then you have updates, news, and blogs. And this is really just going to help your social media audience see the educational value of you and your firm. You don't want to just be adding to the noise on social media because you know that there's lots of noise out there, but also show that you're willing to provide a resource. And then it's a bonus that it is a free resource. So these can be original blogs and articles that you've written, but they can also be other articles or blogs from other sources that you trust and have verified. And then if you are just posting a blog or an article, just a quick piece of advice is to include a short description of the blog and include a photo. And I'll show you a little bit later how this is really easy to do through the Lawlytics dashboard, including that description and photo. But just something to catch the eye and also give the reader an idea of what they are going to be looking at when they click on that link. And then we have case results. So case results are an awesome opportunity to brag about yourself, but in doing so, you want to consider what would resonate with potential clients. So those are the things that are going to show what the problem at hand was, how you were equipped to handle that problem, the work you did to get the desired outcome, and then ultimately how the client's life was positively affected by all of your hard work. And then the great thing about case results is that there are many ways to share these. I've seen a variety of ways that these are shared on social media. For example, you can create a blog post about the nature of the case and the work done. This is similar to what we see on the screen here. This is an example of a sample Lawlytics website where the case results page has kind of categorized all of these different cases, and then you can read more in depth about these different case results. There's also the opportunity to create a video testimonial from a happy client and share that. You can collect pictures with happy clients, or maybe a client with a settlement check. I've seen graphic designs created. Maybe if you're a firm that collects really big settlements and they're super splashy, you can create a graphic design for that to advertise what a potential client could expect from working with you. And then again, featuring it directly on the website, either in that blog or maybe just a case results page section of your website. And then along the similar lines of case results, we have client testimonials. These are, again, just validating your hard work. And these can also come in a variety of formats. The one we see on the screen is just an example of us incorporating graphic design as a way to show a quote from a client. So these can come in quotes, the graphic design, also video. I've also seen what is really cool is some attorneys, if they've gotten a physical note from a client, they'll take a picture of that with the client's permission, of course, take a picture of that and then share that on social media, which is super cool. And then again, this is just all so that you can help kind of push a potential client over the edge if they are on the fence. It's always nice to see that social proof of what you have done for others. And then it's just important to note that client testimonials do have to be actively pursued. I'm sure you already know this, but having a system in place so that you can encourage your current clients or former clients to provide testimonials for you. Having that system in place so that you kind of have more of a steady stream for these is going to really help you out with having a good bank of these for social media. And then you have all of these firm highlights, which are a great type of social media post for attorneys. These are kind of like all of the behind the scenes perspectives of your office. So this is just everyday life converted to social media. So this can be you in the field, at the courthouse, in the office. These can also be centered around your employees. So maybe you do a monthly Employee of the Month shout out, or maybe it's someone's birthday or an achievement or milestone, a work anniversary, or you do a Meet the Team series where you kind of just profile everyone in the office. And then you can also do even smaller things like maybe your firm got new stationery or a new storefront sign, and then even the bigger things like a new office. If you would be surprised of all of the little things that are kind of in your everyday that you can take a picture of or write about and share to social media, and then you're checked off for that post for the week and you're staying engaged. So, don't overcomplicate it sometimes. And then lastly, we have community engagements, and these are going to be you out in the community, maybe at an event or an attorney event. It doesn't necessarily have to be charity work, but it can just be you out doing anything with your colleagues or with your groups or whatever. It's again that everyday life converted to social media and sharing it with your network. So just more inspiration, it can be your local legal groups, a church group, your mountain biking group, any nonprofits that you're a part of, and then those attorney happy hours as well. And then be sure to, if you are at anything with other attorneys, tag them in the post, and then that'll encourage them to repost, and then you're getting double or triple the network visibility. And then, of course, the way to get the most out of social media is to engage with social media. So just as a rule of thumb, again, we're not trying to overwhelm ourselves. We're not professional social media managers. I know we all have a lot of things to do and we're super busy. So 5 minutes a day to follow people back, like other people's posts, comment on people's posts, as well as reply to anything that has been liked on or commented on your feed. That is going to help so much with incentivizing your followers to also return the favor. So if you're engaging with them, they're engaging with you, and ultimately you're helping yourself stay top of mind to those referral sources and hopefully helping solidify those relationships and get more referrals. And then another question that I usually get from attorneys is, how frequently should I post? And I always say, if you are just like a deer in headlights, just keep it simple with one time a week with that 5 minutes a day of regular engagement. Even though that 4-week social media calendar that we're sharing has posts for every single day of the week, that's just kind of to over inspire you, so then hopefully that you pick at least one of those days and then post once a week. You don't want to overwhelm yourself, and when you post once a week, that is still proven to be just enough of being at that top of mind that you are looking for. I'm sure none of you are really pursuing social media fame. So if you're not trying to have millions of followers, once a week is going to be just perfect for your purposes. And then just as a little tip before we move into that 4-week calendar, I did want to show you all how you can use ChatGPT to create your social media captions for your posts. I feel like one of the hardest parts of using social media consistently, even if it is just that once a week, is the brain power that it requires to consistently think of new captions for your content. So instead, it's helpful to just use ChatGPT for that inspiration and for jumping off points. So how to use it. If you haven't given ChatGPT a try at all, I encourage you to do so. It's free to get started, and that free account will give you pretty much full access. You can get that premium account, but for 99.9% of your purposes, the free account will work awesome. So give it a try if you haven't. And the way it works is it operates in a conversational kind of like chatbot manner, where you ask a question or you ask it a request and it'll respond in a human-like conversational tone. So for the prompts, just a little bit of advice for those. You want to be super specific about what you need. So a lot of this is going to be kind of like giving it more information about who you are and what you need from it. So if you're a family law attorney who wants to make a post about 4th of July, you want to say, hey, I'm a family law attorney and I want to make, or I would like a social media post caption about 4th of July, thanking our, I don't know, veterans maybe, for all of their contributions to our freedom, and target it towards an audience that is, mid to late 50s. You know what I mean? It's just got to be very specific. And you don't always have to include every single detail, but if you do, you kind of do get a little bit of a better starting off point so that you can see what it says and then make fewer edits and get it ready to post. Because again, this is trying to just help you cut some corners and skip a few steps if you're feeling really stuck. So if you're really specific on the front end, you're going to have a higher likelihood of having a good product on the back end. And then you can also use ChatGPT for hashtag inspiration. So if you're just trying to get your posts in front of a few more eyes, or if there's just any sort of topic that is trending in the news right now that you would like to be a thought leader on, or you're just trying to really insert yourself into that conversation and get some more leads to your social media pages, you can ask ChatGPT for some hashtag inspiration, and that is usually pretty helpful. And then of course, whatever product you get from ChatGPT, you're going to really want to take a look at it, edit it to your own unique tone and your own unique branding, and then you're ready to use it. I wouldn't really use anything from ChatGPT just right as is. And then just to show you guys what I've done with ChatGPT in the past, this is a screenshot from ChatGPT for a social media post caption that I requested about National Paralegal Day. And so this is an example of me using it without any sort of details. So I didn't say that we are a website solution for attorneys. I didn't say who our audience was. I didn't say what social media platforms I would like to use it for. I just kind of like used it bare bones, and then I wanted to see what it would give me. So this is just an example of what it could give you. It gave me a lot of emojis, for example, all of those hashtags. And then just for my purposes, what I did was, we're not so emoji heavy in our social media, so I took some of those out, rearranged some words, took away some hashtags, and then it was pretty much ready to use, which is great. And we had our graphic designer make an image to go along with this post. So just an idea of if the hardest part for you posting on social media is what to write, which I feel like a lot of people struggle with, maybe just use ChatGPT and check it out and see if it can kind of help you get over that hump. Okay, and then now finally we have our 4-week social media content calendar. So let me get this link for you guys, and I will put it in this chat. And when you click on that link, that should just, oh, I'm sorry, the hyperlink didn't all the way paste. So don't click on the blue hyperlink directly. Just go ahead and copy that whole text. Not sure why it didn't hyperlink all the way. But once you put that into your browser, it'll show up just like as the PDF. So you can keep it up in your browser, or you can download it to save it for later. Either way. What we see on the screen here is basically all of the pages of the content calendar and what you can expect. So as we mentioned before, I think the best plan of attack for this is to pick one day and one post a week to focus on for that week. And then once you're done with that week, move on to the next week and do the same thing. Pick one day and one post, and then move on, rinse and repeat. And same thing when you get yourself through all of those 4 weeks, you're just going to start from the beginning. You can honestly do the same types of posts for each week, every single week if you want to, or you can mix in some variety. Whatever works for you. You don't want to overcomplicate it. You just want to be consistent. So whatever's going to get you to that consistent point is what I encourage you to push yourself towards. And then soon enough, you're going to find yourself in that manageable habit of posting it at least one time a week, every single week. You're going to build that habit, honestly, before you know it. So go ahead and check that out. If you have any questions about the guide or the PDF, anything, please just go ahead and type that. Oh, and I see a question from Jacqueline already. Will we get a copy of these slides? And yes, you'll get a whole, I guess it wouldn't be a slide-by-slide copy, but I will send a video recording if that works for you. I will be sending a video recording tomorrow in an email to you all. So you'll have these slides in a video. Okay, awesome, good. All right, and I'll also reshare this link to the guide in the email if you can't access it at this moment. Okay, and then just before I left you guys, I wanted to show you one of the most important parts of the Lawlytics platform for social media purposes, which is that you can connect your social media accounts to your Lawlytics platform so that when you're creating a piece of content, you can skip a step and you can schedule it to share on your social media right from your dashboard. So instead of posting that blog, taking that blog link and taking that image and putting it on social media and then pressing post, you can just do it all in one step. And if you're one of those people that is writing consistent blogs, or if you're wanting to post consistently, this is just something that can save you some time. So as you can see, it's really easy to just connect them. You would go under your profile, and then we have Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And then in this next slide, you can see if we went up further in the page, that would be where you're typing the blog. It kind of operates almost like word processor. And then scrolling down to the bottom, you have different options like putting in an image, selecting the publish date, but also announcing that post to social media with the caption. And then all you would need to do is select which social media posts you want, or social media platforms you want it to post to, and then you would be good to go once that blog is live. So your firm's website is the foundation of your digital marketing strategy, and a high quality and modern website is going to be the first step to targeting your local and ideal client more efficiently and affordably. We stream the technical and digital marketing aspects of managing your firm's website, and your platform is super simple to use and puts lawyers in control of their digital marketing. And while it's very useful to focus on your firm's social media presence to help you drive more business to your firm, it's very important to remember that those leads are going to ultimately need somewhere to go to learn more about you and your services, or to get in touch. And more often than not, that place is going to be your law firm website. So if your website is outdated, or it's difficult for you to use or manage, some of that traction that you have ultimately gained from that social media presence could be lost, and that means that also some of your hard work and dedication is at risk of being lost. So just something to think about as you consider your overall digital marketing as more of that holistic approach to how you're going to effectively and sustainably grow your practice online. So just to kind of take you guys through a bit of our dashboard. I know we saw a little bit of it in a previous slide when I was showing you how to connect your social media platforms, but just to show you around a bit more, this is, if you have a website with us, this is going to be kind of your home landing page for all the things that you need to do to manage your website. This is called the dashboard. As you can see, this is kind of like your shortcut to anything. For example, a new blog post, case result, or new page. You can also get started with the practice area content library. And I just want to show you guys, so if we go under sites, say I had multiple law firm websites, these are all going to be listed under sites, but let's go under marketing demo. And then this is the back-end view of the website. So on the left here is kind of like my table of contents that I see on the front end of the website. And then on the right here, this is all of the copy that I have on the homepage of the website. So if we say preview site, this is what we see. We see our home, about firm, and all of our other table content. And then you can see that the written content that was on the right side of our page is formatted as so, depending on the layouts that we have chosen. So one thing that we love about this area over here are for your navigation bar is that it is easy to rearrange. So say that you added a new practice area and you want to feature it predominantly on your website. All you need to do is click and drag, and then once you preview your website, that has already been rearranged for you. So this is a super convenient feature for attorneys because you don't have to code, or you don't have to ask your website developer to do anything for you. You can just click and drag it. You can add new pages, you can rename them, all of those things like that you can just do on your own, and it'll be instant. So there's no downtime for any of that. So that's just a little bit about the click and drag option. And then I will also show you how you can create a new page with our practice area content library. So right now we have over 1,200 topics across 20 practice areas. So again, if you are looking to create a new practice area, or maybe you are just starting your firm and you really don't have any website content, this library of templates can really take you from 0 to 100 very quickly. We've had attorneys create several pages of practice area content for their websites in just one sitting, and I will show you how that is super easy. So we have these categories over here, but you can also just search word for word if there's a specific topic that you had in mind. But we will go into personal injury. And then as you can see, everything's been categorized and organized under these different topic types. But again, these are searchable. And then also at the bottom here of all of our practice area topic sections, you can message us to request a topic. So that's another thing that has been super helpful, not only for our members, but also for us. It's good to know what people are interested in adding to the library, and then also we're happy to put it on our list, and we try to turn those around for attorneys as quickly as possible. So if there even isn't something here that you would like, it's really easy to just ask for it and we will create it for you. So let's go into premises liability and choose this topic, defective conditions. So I get a little short overview of this, but when I click into it, this is the content preview. So on the left right here are all the ways that this piece of content has been optimized. So for example, it's got link opportunities, it's got optimized subtitles, which is great for the search engine performance of the page. It helps to build authority and trust with my potential clients, and it clarifies the legal process. So this is all the ways that this piece of content is beneficial to my website. And then this is the preview of the content, and then with everything in blue is what I'm going to be customizing. So in this next step, so for here, this is where I'm going to be customizing everything that was in blue. And for me, I have already selected to save my entries in the past. So these are the entries that I have put in previously for another piece of content, but because I toggled on save entries, I'm able to completely skip this step and all of my information is saved for me. And I'm ready to just go right into my customization completion phase. So from here, I can change my title. I can change the navigation title. So that's going to be how it's showing up in my navigation menu. I can choose where I want to nest it on my website, maybe under my blog. No, that wouldn't be correct because it's a practice area page. Maybe about my firm. And then I have all of my content already in my word processor, and so this is as easy to edit as any other sort of word processor. I can have all of my regular tools like bolding and italic, but then I can also create hyperlinks, anchor pages, click to call phone numbers, images, videos, widgets, kind of you name it. All of those additional edits to my content. But once I'm satisfied with this, I can publish it directly to the website, and then there it is for me. And then once I click on it, it's live on my website. So anything that you are creating for your website in your dashboard, whether it's a new page or a blog or an attorney bio, anything that you are creating is going to be publishable and available on your website immediately. So again, no coding, no waiting, no anything. You're in complete control of all of this. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys just a little quick demo of all of this. And then another aspect that is really important to your marketing and your website is going to be those contact forms. So on the left here, these are all the forms that I have created in the past. But once you have ramped up your traffic from your social media platforms, you're going to, of course, want to direct that traffic to your website, and then you need a strong and effective contact form so that those people can have a really easy way to reach out if they choose to forego a phone call, for example, or an email. So it's really easy to create new forms on your Lawlytics website. And then again, this is another thing that you create it and then it's live on your website, done. So all you need to do is title it, intro text, choose your response message. Maybe you want to redirect to a different URL. Maybe you have your Calendly that you want to link on your contact form or something like that. And then all of our fields are easy to create, rearrange, anything like that. And then what I love about this is that you can choose a recipient for the contact form. So if you have a dedicated intake coordinator in your office, or there's just someone that would best be able to handle all of these website intakes, you can choose that to go directly to them. And then you can also link it with your case management system. For example, this is linked with Clio. And then all of that data is going directly in Clio. So you're not losing track of any of your intakes, and you're also making sure that those get seen and responded to. So just a little about the Lawlytics kind of behind the scenes. But that is the end of the presentation today. If you have any questions about having a successful website with Lawlytics, or you'd like to see a demo of the technology a little bit more in depth, please feel free to reach out to us using any of the methods that you see here. But with that, I will hold for any questions if anyone is curious about anything that we went over today. But I'm going to go ahead and close out the presentation. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time.